gentlemen, welcome to Attack Wrap. My name is Nick Kennedy. I'm your host of the show here in the Rogers studio. Before we get into the show here, we want to just quickly highlight the OHL Players of the Week. So OHL Player of the Week coming out of Kitchener, we have Carson Recomp with 5 goals, 6 assists for 13 points. Congratulations to Carson, the goaltender of the week. Coming out of Ottawa there, playing for the 67s, we've got Colin McKenzie. 3 games played, 2.35 goals against average, 2 wins this past weekend, 55 saves. This weekend alone, having a 1.5 goal against average. Great work. And Owen Sound, Player of the Week. We have also our goaltender, Carter George, with 1 huge shutout win there in the Sioux. 1 tough overtime loss. 34 saves on that shutout for the year. 9.43 save percentage. So great work there for Carter. And I want to do a quick welcome to number 21, Harry Nansi, and number 24, Taos Jordan. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
You guys feeling good? Feeling little worried at all, and no nerves? We're ready to go into this. All right. Well, Harry, let's maybe we'll start with some of your minor experience there with the Ottawa Meyer Automotive. You playing there for U14, having I think over a point per game there, and then moving up young into the U18s there with the Nepean Raiders. 35 games, 47 points. I was wondering, what does it take to be over a point per game player playing in U18s, not being 18?
Just working hard all the time and consistency. So just bringing your all on the ice every day. Awesome.
Well, playing there, I believe it was last September, breaking a long-standing Hockey Eastern Ontario, or the HEO U18 AAA record there, with an 8-point performance in 1 game, 6 goals, 2 assists. I saw the photo there on Twitter, just big smile, holding a stack of pucks. You couldn't even get them all in the shot. What was that like? What was that experience like, and how did your team respond?
I felt great. It all went in like a flash. It's a pretty lucky game, and obviously my team was happy for me, so I'm also happy for myself, and like I said, lucky game. Excellent.
Okay, well, I'm sure more than just luck going into that, an immense amount of skill, speed, size, a certain level of swagger certainly to your game. We'll touch on that in a little bit. And one of the big reasons that Owen Sound drafted you there in the 4th round, signed you before the season, making the team as a rookie, an incredible accomplishment. Taos, playing for the Central Ontario Wolves, moving up to the Whitby Wildcats, being almost a point per game as a defenseman. What does it take to have points like that, especially in this kind of hockey that is just, it's so much quicker, there's so much more movement going on. How do you make yourself be able to accomplish something like that?
Yeah, like Harry said, just having consistency and being just in the dressing room with your teammates, getting more friendships, like in the dressing room, helps me personally on the ice. So yeah, just doing that type of stuff, and having my parents drive me to the rink every day and taking me to other sessions away from my team definitely helped me a lot with the season. So yeah.
Awesome. And not the only playing experience from Whitby to Owen Sound to Central Ontario, but also playing a little bit outside of the country with Team Jamaica. I'm wondering, can you tell us a little bit, what is that like to represent a country and one that you don't necessarily live in right now? What is that like to go and don that sweater?
Yeah, well, it's definitely an experience. We all traveled to New York. I only knew 2 other guys on the team, Avery Grant and Carter Thornton. Those are my 2 friends, and they just introduced me to our coach down in Jamaica. And we got the chance to go play in New York against Puerto Rico. So yeah, we took the trip down there, played a weekend. Unfortunately, we lost 2 of the games, but yeah, it was definitely awesome. I had, I think it was 3 or 4 points, so it was a good weekend for me. But yeah, it was definitely a good experience being with all the Jamaicans.
Excellent. Is the future bright for Jamaican hockey?
Yes, for sure. There's a lot of good talent in the team. One of the players being Anson Thornton. He couldn't make it this past year, but hopefully we'll be able to see him this next summer.
You think is there a chance we'll ever see them on a Boxing Day opening day there?
Yes, for sure.
You think so? Okay,
yes,
excellent.
Yes.
Wow, we heard it here. Well, Harry, want to talk just a little bit about kind of what makes you tick. We know you're a big hockey player, but maybe you could tell us a little bit, what is a normal off day for Harry Nansi look like? Do you find the rink eventually? Are you trying to explore it all? What do you do?
No, I just stay home and watching shows. That's it.
Excellent. And would you call yourself maybe a film critic? Like, are you checking the shots? Are you seeing what makes it good, what makes it right?
Not really. Whatever I find on Google, like
Fair enough.
recommendations.
Fair enough. Excellent. And Taos, I heard from a few folks around the rink that you're a bit of a car guy, and I was wondering. I've heard this from other people. I'm wondering if we can maybe hear it from you. Just sort of the story of, I hear you had this tailpipe on a car a couple years ago. Maybe it was last year, and the main question I had was, do you think that you would get more penalty minutes for tripping than your tailpipe on the last car?
Yeah, I'd say so. That actually was just a little bit of a phase for me. A couple of my friends who do modify cars, they had that same pipe I did, and my whole goal was to make that car a show car. But unfortunately, it just did not work, so I had to cut it off and figure something out. But yeah, that was definitely a hazard.
Excellent. Was it just straight pipe, super loud?
Yeah, it was pretty loud. I mean, I did a couple things to it, but yeah, the exhaust tip was about, let's say, 2 feet long. So yeah, it was something for sure.
Excellent. I'm sure that was hard to say goodbye.
Not really. I got bullied about it a lot.
Fair enough. Now, another thing I've heard about you, kind of in typical hockey fashion here, away from the rink, you're a big golfer. Wondering, is that something that you kind of got into at the same time as hockey? Have you been into golf before?
Not really, to be honest. When I started playing for Central Ontario Wolves, one of my best friends, Justin Matthews, he's actually committed to Charlotte University,
okay.
And he's playing golf down there. But he actually used to be, or he still is, a great golfer. So I actually took it up, and he kept beating me. I was like, I don't want to lose to this guy. So I started playing more competitive and started doing more tournaments and tours just around my area, and got a lot better. So.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's how that started.
Have you golfed much in the Owen Sound area?
Yeah, I played Cobble Beach with a couple of my teammates, wow. And we go and play Legacy a lot, and I love playing my billet dad as well. So
great.
Yeah.
What's it going to take to get Harry out on the links there with you?
Being able to hit the ball for one. He's not the best at golf, but he'll get better.
Excellent. I'm wondering, it's great to see just kind of the chemistry on your team, and coming to practice and seeing you guys just laughing and having a good time out there. I know yesterday showing up, and I think Taos, yourself and Georgie getting out there early and just locking the door behind you, and the team just having a laugh. How important is that, just to have a team that you can joke around with, that you can be friends with, and have that kind of connection?
Yeah, it means everything to myself, and especially I think to Harry as well, being a young player. For me, especially when I was his age, I always look for a mentor, and having that kind of fun in the room, just messing around, joking around, especially with our coaches as well. We're all one big family, so I mean, we'll all have each other's backs, and I think it just helps us as a team to be able to get to the next level.
So for those kids watching, we always want to make sure that we're giving them a little bit. You'd say, you want to go far, find yourself a mentor in the world of hockey.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Excellent. Well, you've heard it here. That's the key to success here from Taos Jordan. Find yourself a mentor, and you will be able to go far. Gentlemen, I want to talk maybe just for a second here about, you've got a chance. You're on TV. Is there anybody along that mentor line that you just want to say thank you to? Like, is there somebody in your life who you feel like has just kind of got you of course your hard work and your skill have got you to where you are, but who has been pivotal in that journey for you guys so far?
Definitely my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, and grandparents, of course, as well as cousins. They've all pushed me to where I want to be today. Coaching staff, scouts, all that. My agent, of course. They've all helped me a lot through my journey. But yeah, that's who I got to thank.
Excellent.
I'll thank my dad. He's helped me throughout minor hockey, my whole life actually, and I wouldn't be here without him.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you, Mr. Nansi, for everything that you've done for Harry, because you're making a huge impact here on the team. I mean, making the team as a rookie, as a 16-year-old, I'm wondering, what was that experience like? Could you maybe describe how you heard that you made the team?
I think it was fourth day of the main camp. Dale just called me into the office, and he just wanted me on his team, so signed the contract, and here I was.
Excellent. And what was that like? Were you expecting it? Were you kind of like, fourth round, I might not, they've got a lot of skill on this team? Or did you come in here and you were just like, I am making this roster no matter what?
I was sometimes second guessing myself, but once I got used to the main camp, I got more confidence, and I knew I was gonna make it.
I remember that fourth day, because you guys were doing some scrims there, and I actually talked to Dale about it when he was on the first episode of the show this year, and I can remember this one goal that you had where I was saw it from the penalty box angle, and you picked up the puck on the blue line, and I don't know how many guys you got through, but 3, maybe 4, and just ripped it into the back of the net, and I saw every single returning player just leap out of their seats, and they're cheering. I think Colby jumped onto the ice just to give you a high five and embrace you. What was that like, just to come in as a 16-year-old? You don't really know these guys yet. You're a recent draft pick, and to be able to score in a way that just gets this whole team hyped up to a level that is hard to do in camp.
It felt really good, and just showed that I think that I have what it takes to play in this league.
Excellent. Taos, is there anything that stands out to you about Harry's game? When you watch him, especially being on defense, you get to see him blasting up the ice. What's going through your mind? What do you appreciate about his game?
Yeah, well, I definitely appreciate his hands. When I was watching training camp with a bunch of the older guys, we were taking a look at Harry, and we were just seeing he was dancing through all the other rookies that are coming in. I was like, wow, this kid's actually insane.
Yeah.
And then actually one key thing that I saw about Nansi, he had a shootout right at the end of the game, and this guy undressed the goalie. And I've never seen anything like it. No veteran has the same hands as this guy. Like, in 2 years, this guy's going to have the best hands in the OHL. But yeah, just seeing his hands and his work ethic on and off the ice was just like the biggest thing for me.
Well, I know that style of play, you may be a quiet person, but your play is loud. And, from even the stands, I'm hearing whisperings of people. They go, who is that kid? Like, who is that in camp there? So that's excellent. I'm wondering, is there anything about watching Taos play? You get to see him, if you're on the team, on the bench, whatever, watching him out there. Is there something that stands out about his game to you?
Well, he throws big hits. He has a good shot, especially from the point, and plays D very well. Yeah.
Excellent. Taos, being, not necessarily the tallest defenseman on the team, how do you work your size? How are you able to throw the hits that you do while especially doing it against players that are generally a few inches taller?
Personally, I just look when their head's down, that's when I go. I just know when to hit. That's like whenever they cross the blue line with their head down, they're always worried about where the puck's going to be and not where their body is. So it's kind of easy for me to do, just throw my body into them when they have that
How do you train a skill like that? Like an instinct, of course, shooters, they can throw the plexiglass out on the yard and they can just sit and they can shoot for hours and hours and hours. how do you train a skill, like just absolutely knowing this is the right time, this is the right angle, I can get this hit?
Yeah, it's kind of just working on your own angles. I worked a lot with Jordan Hill, our old defensive coach, on angling, and that helped a lot because if I push a guy more towards the boards and he can't cut back to the middle, that's when I can throw one of the big hits, and there's nothing they can do to get out of the way. So angling's definitely one of the big things that I had to practice as like a young kid growing up, but once you perfect it, it's a lot easier to sustain.
Excellent. Harry, I'm wondering, could you describe for us a little bit of the transition from playing U18s to a league where you've got guys like Taos who see when your head is down, they know their angles, they've been working on it for a few more years than you have, just being older than you. What is that transition like for you coming in from U18s?
So U18, I was already playing with some older guys who were bigger and stronger than me, but once I came to the O, they're even bigger and stronger. So just moving the puck quickly and like keeping your head up. It's how I'll survive in this league.
Excellent, excellent. And of course you've got the hands to prove it, dodging, weaving, getting around everybody. So that's great. Jordan, Taos Jordan, I'm wondering, what is it like kind of having these guys come back from NHL camp? Do you see them hitting a new level of their game? Is that kind of been a transition for you guys, having, was it 6-7 guys away at NHL camp and having them all return? What was that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was super proud of the guys who made it. They all made it to main camp, so that's great for them. But yeah, when they returned, it was crazy, just because when they went to the next level, they said everybody's in the right position, so they know what they're doing. And when they came back, they just told me, it's just so much easier to play this level just because you know where guys are going to be, and the coaching they got when they were at NHL camps was just great. So it really helps out our team.
Amazing, amazing. You guys are in very different phases of your OHL career, right? You're going into year 3, is it already, and coming into year 1. I'm wondering, what is a day in the life of an OHL player look like for both of you? I mean, having to balance school and practice and games, yourself being done with high school and just kind of balancing life and hockey. What would, maybe Harry, we'll start with you. What is a normal, let's say a normal Tuesday in the life of Harry Nansi?
Wake up like at 7, go to school at 9, finish school at 2, then practice right away, and like around about 4:30 workout, then at 5 I'm out for the day.
Nice. And how do you unwind? What's an unwind session? Are you kind of getting a good snack in, taking a nap, going to bed early, watching a show? What kind of things do you do in the evening there to unwind after practice and workout?
Yeah, like I said, on a off day, just like watching shows in my bed.
Yeah.
So that's what I usually do.
Nice, excellent. Tace, how about yourself? What does a normal Tuesday look like?
Yeah, well, I usually wake up around 8 o'clock, have breakfast. I'm usually out by about 8:50 to go to the rink. I go do my stretching, and then I get my workout in, stick handle with the ball a little bit, and then go for my lunch, back at my bill house, come back to the rink for 1:30, and we do our stretches, and then we practice at 2:30, and then after do more stretching, and then go home for dinner, and then usually in bed by 10:30.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break from the questions, and we have some lists to show you here. We've got a couple OHL leaders. We've got some scoring. So we'll take a quick peek at this. We'll talk through that, and we'll jump right back into the questions. So you can see here, Eastern Conference, the Mississauga Steelheads, 8 games played, 2 more than most of the teams there, it looks like, and they are in the lead there with 14 points. Peterborough close behind at 9, North Bay 10. Of course, just recently playing North Bay. Ottawa, who's had a hot goalie there in, I believe, Colin McKenzie is the star of the week. Sudbury there with the tough game this weekend. Barrie followed by Oshawa, Kingston, Niagara, and Brantford. We'll take a look at the West here. The London Knights in first place, 8 games played, 10 points. The Sioux Greyhounds getting recently shut out by the Owen Sound Attack. We'll talk about that later. Also sitting at 10 points, followed by Kitchener, and sitting there in 4th place, the Owen Sound Attack just above the Guelph Storm, so currently leading that battle of Highway 6. Sarnia Sting there at number 6, 8 points. Saginaw Spirit 6 points. Erie Otters 5 points. Flint, and then the Windsor Spitfires. Take a look at the top 10 scoring here. Adrian Miscelovic for Kitchener, 7 games played, 7 goals, 7 assists. Great work from him, a plus-minus of 11. Looking further down the list, another Kitchener player, player of the week, Carson Renkoff for Kitchener as well. It looks like 4 Kitchener players on the list right now. Mississauga, London taking up the top spots there, and sitting in, we'll go on to, there we go, Owen Sound, top 10 scoring. Denny, of course, sitting at the top of the leaderboard there with 6 goals. He's been just popping off early on in the season. Sam Sedley with 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points. Colby Barlow, Cedric Gaindon sitting there close next to each other. Servac, of course, on that list as well. Ethan, he's 7 games played, 1, 4, 5 points. Ben Cormier, and there's Taos sitting number 8 in scoring. Not too bad, for a defenseman. So sitting there with 4 points. Jake Crawford, who we had on the show last week, and Landon Hookey the week before. Excellent. I'm wondering for you, Harry, having a guy like Taos who you can kind of lean on here, and what is it like having guys that just kind of know this league at a different level? You see a lot of the guys on the scoring list there, they're 10 points, 8 points, 4 points on defense. Like, what's it like to look at their game, and how valuable is it for you as a rookie to have guys like this that you can look to and go, I like that part of their game. I like that. I want to play like that.
So, like you said, they're great players, and there's a lot to learn from them. So you can develop your game and be better next time.
Excellent. And for you, Taos, what's it like looking at a rookie, like a guy like Harry who comes in and it's like, man, like how did he get these hands? He hasn't even played in the OHL yet. Like, does it almost inspire the older guys to be like, well, we gotta prove that we're the older guys. Like we gotta take another step here.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like guys like Harry with these incredible hands. It's good to see, and the amount of talent we have in the young division. We have so much potential. So that's what I'm excited to see for this year.
Excellent. Taos, watching practice there, I see you often used as an example just for your technical ability. How does your skill get to a level where you feel like you can kind of help others to sort of show them what they need to do? Is this just a work ethic difference that you just kind of will power through until you perfect something? Yeah,
that's generally what my coaches tell me. They usually say I'm one of the hardest workers, and which I try to be every day. But yeah, with that, they use me as a good example to our younger guys, just to show you guys don't need talent, you need hard work. And that's what they tell a bunch of our younger guys, which helps them a lot. Excellent. Well, I want to talk a little bit about just kind of your experiences in Owen Sound and what it's been like. Harry, I'm wondering, did you ever get a chance to actually either watch a game at the Bayshore or play a game at the Bayshore before being drafted by the Owen Sound Attack?
No, I live way far back in Ottawa, so don't visit here. I didn't visit here.
That's fair. Have your folks been able to make a trip out and watch you play at all?
No, it's too far.
Not yet. Okay, maybe when you go and play the 67s there, they'll make a trip out?
Yeah.
Excellent. Taos, how about yourself? Did you ever get the chance to come to the Bayshore before being drafted by the Attack? Actually, I did not. But my first OHL game, I actually watched the Owen Sound Attack play the London Knights. Excellent. Back in minor midget when I was playing with Matthew Poitras, Nolan Collins, and a couple other guys who got drafted. It was definitely a cool experience to see that now I'm playing for the Owen Sound Attack. Very cool. I'm wondering, do you guys have a favorite memory in an Owen Sound jersey? Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that, and what was it like as well to step onto the ice at the Bayshore for the first time in a game situation with the Owen Sound Attack sweater on?
Yeah, well, my first game at the Bayshore was definitely one to remember. Just with all the Mark Woolies, the Andrew Parrots, the Nolan Seas, Sam Sedley, we had a good squad on the back end. So it was definitely a little bit intimidating playing with like those higher players my first year. But now looking at it, it's definitely a breeze because I know I'm out here to win games. So it's a lot easier going in with a mindset that I'm here to win, not just to show up.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Harry, what was it like for you? You know, donning the sweater, stepping out. You know, you've been told you're on the team. Here, it's game time. First game of the year at the Bayshore. What was that like for you?
I was nervous at first. First 2 periods, still getting used to the league, but then after the third, I think I got comfortable, and I think it was against North Bay maybe, the first Bayshore game. Actually, Barrie. No, actually it was Barrie. Yeah. It was Barrie, and we got our first win of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was just a memorable experience for you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we don't have a whole lot of time here before we jump in a break, but I'm wondering, do you have a favorite OHL memory so far into your career here?
Yeah, mine's definitely got to be my first goal.
Okay.
It took me so long to get it, but just celebrating with Gavin, Bryant, and all my other teammates was definitely my best memory.
Excellent. And for those of you watching, we are going to cut to break here in a minute, and as we do, make sure you get those phones out because the trivia question is related to Taos' first OHL goal, so we'll get to that in a second. Harry, real quick, you got 30 seconds. What's an OHL memory? I know you've only been in for a few games so far, but has anything stood out to you?
Maybe when I got drafted and right after the main camp when I signed. So
Excellent. Well, that's a great memory, and I'm sure you'll hold that with you. We are going to cut to break here. The trivia question again is, what team did Taos Jordan score his first OHL goal against? Make sure you get those phones out, and the prize will be tickets to the game versus Kingston at the Bayshore. We'll be right back after this break.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Tuesdays on City TV.
We find missing people who have slipped through the cracks, and we bring them home.
We need to talk about how you figured out this location before us cops.
We all have our secrets. You kidnapped a child.
And you kidnapped a man.
I tell you what to help with, and you help with it. You can't manipulate me.
But I did. I'm your partner.
No partners. You're a monster.
Found. All new. Tuesdays 10/9 Central on City TV or stream it on City TV Plus.
Baking for Change is coming this fall, and I'm your host, Wendy Pauls. We'll feature some of Canada's best bakers like Jen and Astor, sharing their favorite recipes. And you can bake along with us at home, while supporting refugee youth like Crystal. And the amazing work of UNICEF Canada.
Check for days and times.
On Rogers TV.
Attack Wrap. Again, I'm your host, Nick Kennedy, joined today by number 21, Harry Nansi, and number 24, Taos Jordan. Guys, we're going to do a fun little segment here. We're going to kind of do a couple of whiteboard questions, a few call-outs perhaps. And the first question that I have for you is, what is your favorite away barn to play in? So you can't say the Bayshore, but you got to pick one of the arenas that you've played in. It doesn't have to be OHL. It can be before that. What is your favorite barn?
I don't know the name of it. I'll just
or just the team. Yeah, the team's arena. All right, you can reveal those. We'll point them over to the camera there. We got Kitchener and Oshawa. Okay, Harry, a few of the guys have said Kitchener so far. I think both Seti and Jake also said Kitchener. Is there a reason? What is it about the Kitchener arena that just stands out to you?
I mean, it's a pretty big barn compared to like ours or the Sioux, and it's one of the few barns I've been to. So
nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Generals, what is it about their arena?
Just my hometown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just love the feel of the rink, and I've had a pretty good record there so far.
Nice. Do you have a lot of family come out when you're there for sure?
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Here's how we'll phrase this in a really nice way. What barn do you think could most use, let's say, a Kraft Hockeyville upgrade? Again, doesn't have to be an OHL arena, but it can be an OHL arena as well. All right. Okay, so both northern arenas here. We got North Bay and Sudbury. Just playing in Sudbury, what is it about the Sudbury arena that just could use a bit of an upgrade?
It's freezing in there.
Okay.
Freezing.
Okay. That makes sense. So, I mean, how does that affect the game? I know, of course, like you've got a bit harder ice. Like when you guys were practicing at the rec center, significantly colder than the Bayshore was. Does that affect like puck movement much, or the way that you're playing?
Honestly, it affects more like your tape job. Like the ice builds up on your tape, and it kind of gets annoying. You have to just keep putting it aside.
Do you need like extra wax or less wax in that situation?
Honestly, I just do the same every game. That's just, yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Harry, you said North Bay, was it?
Yeah.
Why North Bay?
Well, I just don't like the rink, especially the visitor rooms.
Okay. Oh, the visitor rooms specifically, eh?
Yeah.
What is it about them? Are they?
No, it's just like some minor hockey rink.
Okay, that makes sense. What is the team that you most look forward to competing against in the OHL? Do you have a team that you just love to play against?
Do we write it down or say it?
You want to go ahead? Just say it.
London.
You love playing against London, eh?
I love it.
What is it? The history, the rivalry? Is it just a high compete kind of game?
Yeah, it's always high compete, and I hate losing them in playoffs last year, so I want revenge for that.
Excellent. Yeah, that was of course not the result that Owen Sound was looking for in the playoffs. Harry, how about yourself?
Ottawa.
Ottawa, okay, the home team kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Are you hoping for a win against Ottawa just to kind of like give a bit of a? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Is there a player? I know, of course, like I think you came up into the O with like 4 other guys there from Nepean or 5 others. Is there a player that both of you really like to compete against? Like, of course, there's London. You want to compete against them, but is there a player that you love to battle with? Like one and somebody who would say the same about you, maybe.
Yeah. To me, on London, Max McHugh.
Okay.
Me and him go at it a lot.
Yeah.
We actually got in a scrap last year because we had Barlow. But he'd probably be my little rivalry.
Okay. Excellent.
Well, not really, but I have an old teammate on Guelph, Quinn Beauchesne. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll play Guelph a lot this year, so that'll be great. You'll see lots of him. Is there a team that you just kind of like, if you wouldn't have to play him, you probably wouldn't choose to play him? Maybe it's like the road trip or the rooms or something.
Yeah, I mean, Sioux is always a trek.
Yeah.
It's like 8.5 hours to get there, so that's not my favorite trip, but that's probably it.
Harry, early on in your career, already having to make a lot of those trips, at least before the snow comes in.
Yeah.
Would you have a similar answer?
So, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. What are those bus trips like? Like, how do you guys, do you try to stay entertained the whole way, or are you just like, you're finding a dark, cozy place, maybe popping some earplugs in and taking a nap?
Yeah. On the way there, we did.
Okay.
Like, we just chilled the whole way. But on the way back, we actually got home at 6:30 in the morning.
Oh.
So we decided, okay, let's do a spelling bee. So we woke some of the guys up that were sleeping, and then had a little bit of fun and did a spelling bee at the back of the bus.
Excellent. You don't have to tell us who won, and definitely don't tell us who lost, but was it competitive?
It was definitely competitive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was fun.
Harry, did you enjoy it? Have you ever experienced a spelling bee on a road trip before?
No, I was still asleep.
I heard a couple of weeks ago, I think Jake or Cedric had said you guys forgot the speaker on one of those long road trips. Do you guys have like a go-to DJ in the room? And what's like, if you need that one song just to get the guys going, what is it?
There's a couple. I mean, Burn It to the Ground is one of our pregame songs.
All right, a bit of a Nickelback.
Yeah,
too, right? Okay.
yeah, we do have a couple of guys who like Nickelback, but yeah, that's probably one of the best songs we like.
Did any of them get out to see their shows this summer? Not a whole lot?
I didn't, but I'm sure Cedric Andon was all over that.
Okay. Harry, do you have like a go-to workout or pregame song?
Dior, like Pop Smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I'm not familiar, but I'll have to check that out. Wondering what team, and I know you don't always have to do this, but what team has the best visitors hotel? Like when you guys go visit a team, which one are you most excited to stay in? Maybe get a little mini sticks in the hallway kind of action going.
I would say Saginaw, I think it was. I think it was Saginaw that had the best last year.
Okay.
Yeah, there was like a pool and a sauna. So
Nice.
we all just went in there and had a good recovery night.
Excellent. Harry, have you had to stop over in a hotel yet?
Only 3 times, but
Okay.
the best one was Sudbury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I'm wondering, so, talking about all these times where you go into enemy territory, right? You're going into the away barn, especially some of these smaller arenas, right? You've got the North Bays, the Sudburys, the Sioux that are just a little bit tighter, kind of like the Bay Shore. It feels like, the fans are right on top of you. Do you have like a fan experience where you just kind of like had maybe something that stands out to you where you were in enemy territory and like just something someone did or something someone said that just like sticks out in your mind?
Probably London last year for me in playoffs. It was pretty crazy. I did hear that a fan jumped down from like, I think it was 15 feet to like try to get in our dressing room. So yeah, that was pretty crazy last year to hear about that.
Wow.
But yeah, that was my experience in London.
We'll assume it was a London fan.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it was a London fan.
Okay.
I didn't hear, I don't know who it was, but
Yeah. Crazy. Harry, how about yourself? Either OHL or maybe U18s. Any fan experiences after that 8-point game, perhaps?
Oh, I don't think so. Like,
Not yet.
don't really hear the chirping or anything like that.
Are you able to block that out? Like, I mean, I've sat in the stands lots and just you sometimes hear people behind you and you're just like, do you have any hockey sense whatsoever? And do you ever, do you guys hear those, or is that just like, are we just getting bothered on your behalf?
I hear it, but I honestly love it. I love when people are mad at me and start talking badly about me because it gets me more fired up.
Excellent.
No, I just don't hear it. I block it out.
Yeah, just single-minded focus, puck into the net, play the game. Great. Well, what we'll do, we'll take a bit of a break here from questions. We're going to jump into some highlights here. We'll first take a look at that game on Friday against the Sudbury Wolves. Of course, for those of you who watched, that ended in a 3-2 overtime loss. And then following that, we'll ask a few questions about the game, jump into the highlights with the Sioux, and a bit of a different result there, but we'll get to that when we do. So let's roll those clips there from Sudbury.
Half minutes to go in the first period. 4-1, shots on goal in favor of Owen Sound. Shot just stopped the glove, did not miss by much. He is a goal scorer extraordinaire. Gore with it. Gore turns and fires it to the far side. Quick shot, and they score. And guess who it is?
Right on cue, it's Colby Barlow. He's got 4 in 4 games this season at
Gandon, and then Musty trying to come back with it, has it stolen away from him again. Opportunity here, resigned. Oh, what a stop by Vondras as he got that right leg over. Another opportunity as they let that one fly from the slot, and Jakub Vondras makes a couple of back-to-back saves. Petrovsky, and now will be cleared by the Wolves behind Vondras in a wide-open net. And they score as Vondras went out to stop it, not able to do it. Almost there for Chase Coughlin, and he couldn't quite get there in time. Back to the point today. Lets one go through, score!
that one had eyes of a wolf.
Owen Sound's able to pick it up, trying to jam it in there, right to the front. Back to the point now. Touré will let one go. He scores!
Jabril Touré, I'm seeing double.
Into overtime, nice job. Now Musty is there in front of the net to pick that one up. Clears it around for Andre Anania. Anania up off the boards for Goyette. And Goyette and Musty come back after it. Goyette trying to clear it in. He scores!
First game back, first game winner, Quentin Musty off the beautiful pass from David Goyette.
Well, guys, a tough way to go out there in Sudbury, of course. Long drive for you guys, knowing that you've got another game way up north the day after. I mean, what's kind of going through your guys' head? I mean, you get up by 2, the Wolves are able to catch up there, and you're going into overtime. Like, what is that conversation on the bench going into this?
It was just basically just play your game and don't be worried. We got a big game tomorrow as well, so let's just try to make the best of today and get ready for tomorrow.
What is the mood? Maybe Harry, you can kind of talk to this. What is the mood on the bus, kind of coming out of a tough loss like that? Are you kind of like, just forget about it, it's over, it's done, let's move on? Or is it one of those like, okay, like, what did we do wrong? How do we avoid this tomorrow?
Well, like second one you said, like bus trip's quiet and there's no fooling around.
Yeah. Just game faces before the game, before the next day even starts. Do you guys hop on the road right after that? Do you sleep over in Sudbury, drive the next day?
No, we went right to the Sioux right after.
Okay.
So we got there at like 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is that like? Are you guys just exhausted the next day, or like, are you able to get some rest on those bus trips?
Somewhat. Like, I mean, some of the guys in the back still had like adrenaline from the game.
Sure.
So we were kind of just talking it out, just seeing what's going on. But yeah, some guys were sleeping. There's definitely a couple different groups who play. Some cards, some sleep, some watch movies. And,
nice.
Yeah.
What was that like? They're just setting up Barlow for that opening goal. Like, just how did you see that? Like, how did you see that pass through? What was that? Like 3 sticks at least.
Yeah, it was actually funny. He asked me the same thing. But if you rewatch that clip, he's twirling his stick, wanting the puck, and I know if I don't give it to him, he's gonna be mad at me that I didn't pass it to him. So yeah, I found a way to get there, and he put it home.
Excellent. How many times do you think you're going to do that to him this year?
A couple times.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We won't take that as an exact value or anything like that. But I was looking at Elite Prospects, and they've got some crazy predictions for this year. So we'll look forward to that. It's a fun squad to watch this year. And speaking about a fun squad, we're going to take another look here at the Owen Sound Attack taking on the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, of course, in the Sioux. So we'll roll those highlights, and then we'll jump back and talk about those.
Travis Hayes back to him. Gibson to his right. Good quick puck movement. Now to the slot shot. Big save. Rebound twice. Owen Allard. Best chance of the man advantage. To the right of Schenkel. McConnell Bark onto the wing. Trying to move it out. Was back now. A man behind all the D. And what an opportunity for Jake Crawford. Wow. Dumped right back around. From the right point, skating in deeper. Put to the net, scores. As Sam Sedley found Cedric Gandon. And it's the Owen Sound Attack opening the scoring here tonight. And Taos Jordan had the scoring summary. Attack to the slot again, scores. Set up Gandon to Colby Barlow, and it's 2-0 attack. Draw to the right of Schenkel, one back. Petrovsky, his shot scores. Rister seconds in, beats Schenkel.
Wow, right off the draw, that puck back to the point, and Petrovsky just, he let a shot go. It wasn't particularly hard, but it went over the goal, stuck into the bottom left corner of the goal. So Petrovsky scores early here. That'll knock 2 minutes off that penalty. And
they are right now, a dump in by the attack. And over to the near side wall. Big scores all around the Ontario Hockey League. We'll update them later on. Scores. Glove side, Rogers puts a wrister towards Schenkel, and it's a 4-0 game.
Yeah, that puck just come back.
Excellent. Well, great to see a big win there, and I'm sure you guys kind of coming off an overtime loss. How good does a shutout win feel, especially against a team that's been fairly hot like the Sioux?
It was definitely good. We needed that win real bad because we had 8.5 hours with our coaching staff not being happy with us if we lost. So
yeah.
That was kind of our motivation to win that game. But yeah, it was good.
Harry, getting a shot there on the top line, and we see you on the ice there for goal number 1, taking one of the defenders away. What was that experience like for you?
Felt good. We were up 1-0, so that was some momentum for us to get that 4-0 shutout.
Excellent. Is that, I think, your second game now, or at least second attempt on the top line? Are you kind of feeling a bit of the excitement around your game?
Yeah.
Excellent. Every game, of course, it's a team effort, right? We know. But what does it take to get a shutout victory? Like, is that, how much of that is on goaltending? How much of that is on defense? How much of that is on the forwards as well?
Yeah. Well, we need all 6 guys on the same page. For the whole 60 minutes. So I think we did pretty good with D-zone and good coverage. So that was probably one of our biggest keys going into the game was D-zone coverage and tracking. And the O-zone just came as it went. So we did pretty good with that game.
Excellent. Now, we never want to talk about this show being good luck or anything like that, but of course Seti being on last week, goalless, and now coming out of the weekend with 2. So looking forward to what you guys do this week. Of course, Brantford coming to town. I think Kingston as well, making their way up here. So we'll be watching closely and wishing you guys the best of luck with that. We'll jump into just kind of a few fun questions here. Watching practice yesterday. I saw you guys doing kind of those like half ice drills and whatnot, and I'm just wondering, like, it looks like you guys just have a level of swagger at practice that somehow, like, when the swagger level goes up, the compete level seems to match it. And I remember, I think it was yesterday, Petrovsky, he scores 4 one-timers or close to it in a row. What does that do for your team? Are you all of a sudden, like, it looked like everybody is just ready to compete. I think everybody jumped off the ice after the 4th goal. How does that affect the culture of practice, the emotion around that?
Yeah, well, we definitely have a lot of fun with practice, especially with Petrovsky scoring 4 goals like that in a row. The boys are all fired up about it. So, yeah, once we have high energy practices, we tend to do better. And, yeah, so it's good.
Great. Was that a fun experience for you as well there, Harry? Just kind of watching this guy pop off there in the metaphorical slot. I know we're doing half ice stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Great. Taos, I think I probably heard you more than anybody, I think, after the 4th goal. I'm wondering, like, you just seem to exude a positive energy while you're out there. You just seem like you're having a great time. Like, how much is that intentional? Are you just like naturally always just stoked to be out there?
Yeah, I was super hyped. I mean, I love bringing energy to the boys and being able to be loud and have some fun with the boys and be +4 with 1 shift. It felt pretty good. So, yeah, it was fun.
Excellent. Harry, I notice yourself, of course, having that level of swagger that you bring to practices, when you're showing off the hands, and you can just, I don't know if you see it because it's all behind you, but these guys just kind of like nudging each other or pointing or watching you do what you do so well. you know, there's one thing about your game that I find stands out, and I mean, there's lots of things about your game that stand out, but I think one of the things, and maybe you've noticed it as well, I don't know if there's a name for it, but I call it the hairy sweep. And it's when you are just skating, like when it's just skate as hard as you can. I'm noticing that that offhand, the bottom hand on your stick, you kind of bring it out. You're almost like sweeping a little bit like this as you're skating. A couple of guys, like they're kind of tucked in as they're going, but I'm noticing that arm's out. Is there a reason for that? Is that just like something that you do and there's not really a reason for or against it?
No, it's probably just a bad habit.
That's fair. Have you seen something like that before? Do you guys notice that at all?
I actually haven't noticed it, no.
Okay. Well, don't think much about it. Whatever you're doing, it's working. So check that out for me next time. I'm calling it the hairy sweep. So,
hairy sweep.
We can come up with another name after the show for that. Harry, being one of those guys that's fun to watch, right? I'm wondering, are you having fun? Like, do you just, are you having fun each day out there? Because it seems like you are.
Yeah, love having fun, and I think I bring a positive vibe to the room.
Excellent. I was talking with Brownie and a couple other guys, and they're just saying, like, you know what? Like, I'm talking about you, actually. They were like, that hairy kid, like, he is just such a good kid. Like, he is so much fun to be around. They were saying, like, they're just talking about how you seem grateful just for the experience. I'm wondering, like, what does this experience mean to you? Playing for the Owen Sound Attack, being in the OHL, being a 16-year-old playing here. Like, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I've always wanted to play in the L's since I was 14, 15 years old. So, and here I am now, and I'm having lots of fun playing on this team.
Excellent. Tace, what was that like for you being drafted? I know you kind of had a few of those like COVID years during drafts and stuff like that. What was that experience like for you? Because I'm sure it was very different than Harry's experience.
Yeah, it's a lot different, but I was super excited to get drafted, even though it was a little bit later in the rounds. I was drafted in the 12th round, so it's a little bit late. But as soon as I came to camp, I worked my butt off and got to where I am today. So.
Nice. And did you miss out then on like 1 year of U18s? Or?
Yeah. So I missed out on 1 year, and then came here for camp and made the team.
So what is that like? Like, how do you stay kind of relevant during that time? Like, you're not playing for a whole year before an OHL draft year. Like, is it going through your mind at all? Like, what if I don't get this opportunity?
It definitely came in my head a couple times. I was a little worried about it, but I kind of use it as a motivation. Well, these guys are one step ahead of me, so I got to be able to do something during the COVID year that proves that I should be there. So during the COVID year, I actually worked out every single day, just at my friend's in my friend's garage. So that helped a lot. I grew a lot bigger. I believe I was 155, and then I got up to 180. So that was really, really big summer for me.
Nice.
But yeah, that's how it worked.
Excellent. Do you guys have something then for all of the kids that watch the show, maybe all the junior attack that once in a while they get to come and watch your guys' games? Like, what would you say to each of those kids that watches both of you play and go, I want to be there one day?
I would just say to them, hard work beats talent. That's honestly what I believe. It's what I've believed since my 13-year-old year, and it's what my dad tells me every day. So
excellent.
Yeah,
hard work beats talent. That's great to hear. Harry, is there like a proverb like that you just kind of hold to, or what would your message to all the junior attack out there, all of the kids that want to be in your position one day?
Yeah, like he said, just hard work and keep grinding.
Just keep working, keep playing. Yeah. Excellent. We do have a winner for the trivia question. We don't have a name yet. We'll get that to you all in a moment as we wait for that. Wondering, do you have like a memory from this year, like this kind of year? Like, what was it for you that when you stepped onto the ice, you kind of realized, like, man, I am playing in the OHL? Like, what was that like for you? Kind of that realization that you are in the OHL. You made the Owen Sound Attack.
Probably first game preseason. So I think it was against Barrie, and the game was super fast. So that's when I realized I was in the O.
Yeah. That was a wild game. Have you played in an arena that foggy before?
No.
No. I'm looking all the way down the ice, and like, I don't think I couldn't even see the puck anymore, let alone like the goaltender. I couldn't see anything. Like, how do you deal? I mean, being a tall guy yourself, are you able to even see the puck at your feet?
I couldn't see the puck at all.
How about yourself? Is that something that you guys deal with in smaller barns? Or?
Yeah, actually, I've actually never seen that. I wasn't playing that game with a couple other guys, but you couldn't even see the puck when they were moving. I was in the stands and I was like,
sure,
where's the puck?
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, just a wild experience, and sounds like you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm just hearing now the winner of the trivia question is Terry Neal. So congratulations, Terry Neal. Taos, I'm wondering, do you want to spoil the answer here for us, the team you scored your first OHL goal against?
Yeah, it's Windsor Spitfires.
Excellent. So Terry, way to go, way to answer that correctly. The prize, of course, being a couple of tickets to one of Owen Sound's next home games here at the Bayshore. You can pick those up at the box office. So congratulations on that win, Oshawa. What was that like? Was that like a crazy experience for you? Did you keep the puck? What went through your head?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I remember the whole play. They went D to D, right to me. One timer, I didn't even know where it was, but it was in the back of the net. And I just see all my teammates coming and surround me and give me hugs. And they went to go get the puck. And
amazing.
It was
Do
great.
you keep it on your shelf still?
Yeah, it's at my house back home in Whitby. So
great.
yeah,
your folks taking good care of it.
Oh, they are. My brother's actually probably staying in my room right now. So yeah, he's definitely taking care of it.
Taos, do you have a moment? I mean, we got 2 minutes left. Like, in 2 minutes, what was that moment for you where you were like, I am in the OHL. I've made the Owen Sound Attack?
Definitely my first preseason game in North Bay, my first year. That was definitely one of my best experiences as an OHL player, just because I showed myself that I can do it. Being a 12th rounder going into camp, not knowing if I'm going to even make main camp. But yeah, that was definitely one of the best experiences of my life, being able to step foot in an Owen Sound Attack jersey.
Amazing. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I know a busy day, practice, school, getting here for the show. Thank you for taking the time out to meet with us, to have a good conversation here about hockey. And for all of you watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in here to Rogers TV for Attack Wrap. We will be back again next week, of course, and we look forward to the Owen Sound Attack taking on, I believe, the Bulldogs and the Frontenacs this week. So both games, I think, at home, and it'd be nice. You guys looking forward not having to drive too much?
Yeah, we actually go to Kitchener, but on Friday.
Oh yes, Kitchener, of course, on Friday. But once you're back, then be back for a little while there. You can see Kitchener on Friday. We got a 3-3 Saturday, Sunday, Brantford, Kingston, and then Kitchener coming up here next weekend along with, or then going down to Oshawa. Thank you for watching.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdsville, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
Tuesdays on City TV.
We find missing people who have slipped through the cracks, and we bring them home.
We need to talk about how you figured out this location before us cops.
We all have our